Hey, welcome to day one of the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge with me, Iona, your host of the Soul Legacy TV and producer of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and founder of the SoulLegacyAcademy.com. So if you are watching this on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, then welcome. If you're watching this in the Telegram channel, in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers community or within the Soul Legacy Academy, then welcome. So I have a very, very special challenge for you this week. So today is day one, Monday. I am going to be talking about what is movement marketing and getting a movement marketing media kit up and running for you. So by the end of this challenge, you're actually going to have something that is tangible. So if you know me or you don't know me, I'm going to share my screen. It's kind of what I do, and actually dive into the agenda for today. Let me see what you can see and make this mind map. I tend to share my mind map with you, and what I am going to do is just make it a little bit bigger and go through the agenda for today. So what I have done already is, let me just see what you can see. What I have done already is share, let me just see which one. Okay, share on my YouTube channel an introduction into movement marketing and book niche marketing. What I have done is set the stage of having a book inside of you and setting a number one best-selling book status. So if you've written a book and you haven't got it to number one on Amazon, that's kind of what we're going to focus on, positioning you as an author and as an authority during this movement marketing media kit for soul guided influencers. So hang fire. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to kind of give you a definition of what movement marketing is, but check out, it should be on the cards or in the description, the intro into this, and there's also a playlist. So today I've already covered welcome to the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge, and so I say it's 1 week to create a movement and a number one best-selling book niche marketing media kit for soul guided influencers. And so you'll have this free template. It's my template, and what we are going to do is create a one-pager media kit over this next week. What's going to go in it, get you some clarity on what your movement is, what your author platform is. And so author meaning being an author on Amazon with a number one best-selling book. If you don't have a book, then I support you in that, and I'll share with you throughout the week how I can do that. If you don't have a YouTube channel up and running as an authority, then I'll support you how you can do that as well. But as well as the 7 days of this challenge, what I want to do is share with you that we have an upgrade. So I'll go live on the Soul Legacy TV annually during this challenge on the 3rd week in September, Monday to Sunday, every single day, 7 days, 1 week to create this movement marketing media kit for yourself. And then I have upgrades. I have upgrade Q&A after we've gone live. We go into the Zoom room. So I am the producer of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, and I call it a soul-guided influencer space to show up, speak out, and serve deep on the Soul Legacy TV. And I do have the YouTube podcast and the YouTube Summit. And if you're watching this anywhere else, then you can type in your search bar www.soullegacytvshow.com, and you'll be able to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. You can watch the 7 days as we go live on the Soul Legacy TV, but you can come back and set the stage of really creating momentum with your movement, and then having that space to hold you accountable for actually doing and following through. And so I call this the Soul Legacy Movement. So I have my book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a Soul Guided Influencer's Compass to Leverage Your Lightwork and Lifestyle on YouTube. I also have my co-author book series, which is called the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. So if you are a co-author and you're watching in the Soul Legacy Academy, then welcome. Excited to have you. This training was created specifically for my co-authors, and I decided to bring it out into the public and share it. And so I do have the Soul Legacy Journal, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. And that Soul Legacy movement is something that has been well thought out and well executed. and doing my movement, starting a movement, and really having momentum behind that movement and having people resonate with it is having a movement that's in alignment with my values. And so I would love to support you in getting your movement out there, getting some clarity, knowing what to do, or holding your hand, going step by step. When I've done this challenge previously, the first time I did it was in February 2021, and I had my students in the room with me, and just really loving the training. So I'm known for really diving deep. So definitely take notes. If you have your Soul Legacy journal, I have a spiral notebook version. Let me see what you can see. I have a spiral notebook version, and then I have the version that is on Amazon as well. So take some notes, and then I will dive into what is a movement marketing media kit. So you've just seen me talking about having that template. We're going to go beyond just that one pager. And what I want to say is this movement marketing media kit challenge was inspired by this lady. Not the actual content and the journey that I've gone on, but the way that she's called Sasha Sabbath, the way that Sasha actually approached me when I was doing I called it the #1 divine intervention virtual event. When I was doing that, somebody said to me, "Iona made you're leading a movement," and I was like, I don't even know what a movement is. But Sasha saw me doing the #1 divine intervention virtual event. I called it the Dive Social Summit for short. I had 49 soul speakers speaking about how to fulfill your life's purpose and get paid in the process. And Sasha saw that the summit, it was 20-minute Google Hangouts and Hangout interviews. And I said, the lineup is already done. How come you've reached out? And she said, I saw it said 49 plus, because I was going to do the series again and again and again. Now I have the Spiritual Awakening annual YouTube summit. But I was really impressed. And so Sasha actually reached out to me, not with just a one pager, but she actually reached out to me with her own media kit. And so Sasha showed me she sent a DM and she sent an email, and she had her bio, she had free gifts. I don't know how many of these things that Sasha's got now. It was a long time ago, but Sasha was giving, and I love the essence of serving. So Sasha Sabbath was serving entrepreneur intuition and purpose as a soul coach healer. And she's got her own program, and she said, I can gift your audience 4 gifts to take your business to the next level. A 15-minute loads of strategy session. I don't know what's relevant. I will go to Sasha's website, so look Sasha Sabbath up if you want to work with her. I know she's still working, but this was a long time ago, and I did ask Sasha if I had permission to share it, and she said yes. Years ago, when I was doing what I called my big money boot camp and my purpose to profit system, I shared this with my students. So I've taken that out of the teaching and I'm sharing it with you. She had a 15-minute strategy session, a free report, key strategies for clarity, the inner game to create an ideal life, an MP3, electrify your soul business mojo, and a free e-zine. So it was a long time ago. It was back in the day of YouTube Hangouts. So we're building a different kind of platform now with the Soul Legacy TV. It's a YouTube podcast, right? And so we don't necessarily have e-zine. Well, we might still have it e-zine because subscriptions. But Sasha had her bio, and what I'm going to do throughout the week is share, read Sasha's bio, just see how a really good bio is actually can position you, and then Sasha's actual photos of the professional photos. My photo is just a selfie, but if you want to take professional photos, then great. So Sasha also sent to me, so she attached this in an email, the interview questions that she's an expert on. And so this is really beautiful. I'm not going to go through all of the questions, but this is Sasha's. And so what Sasha did was she knows her area of expertise, and what she did was list a certain amount of questions that are interview topics, talking points they're called, and she listed the ones that might be relevant to me, and I love that. And so I think she's just amazing in what she does. And then what the best thing was, and so I'm going to walk you through how to do this. The best thing was that really, really impressed me is Sasha actually put together the whole portfolio of her recent telesummit, radio, TV, and it was then Google Hangout appearances. And this is what we want to do with a movement marketing media kit and book niche marketing. So I'm going to teach you not just to put your program at the forefront. I call it a soul signature system, but put your movement, your book at the forefront of your movement. And so I'll give you examples of that. Sasha actually listed the people of where she got featured. And there's someone on here called Brenda Pierce, I believe. Brenda Pierce, right? And so it was 2013 that Sasha was then featured, and Brenda Pierce actually popped into my world. And so Sasha said, I know this person who's being featured, blah, blah, blah. So we had a connection, basically. So it was really nice, really well and really professionally done. So I'm going to use Sasha as an example. And what I am going to do is talk about Sasha's YouTube channel a little bit. I didn't do this before, and I found out that she does have a YouTube channel. And she's got videos from years and years ago. So when you do YouTube, because we're doing building your movement for your YouTube channel, your authority platform is YouTube, and then your author platform, but also as an authority to get featured. And so Sasha has these interviews, right? And so interviews work, creating a movement around your message and aligning that is you positioning yourself as an authority. So you already, although you don't know Sasha, she knows her stuff, and you'd happily have her for an interview. You'd happily do what I call a joint vision partnership with her. So what I am going to do today is cover day one. Let me see what you can see. Cover day one of what is a movement marketing media kit. So I'm going to share with you what I'm going to cover throughout this week. Again, if you want an intro into YouTube influencer marketing and attracting your soul tribe, how to start a movement, I have done a video. I'll leave it in the cards and in the description. I'll leave it on the playlist. I have book launch videos that are part of my playlist. So there'll be some book topics from the spiritual YouTubers from scratch, a soul guided influencers compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. So you'll see that around here as well. And the cards are in the description. I think it's on that side. So yeah, enjoy. So what is movement marketing? Movement marketing media kit. That is what we're going to talk about. And I say it's the best. It's the #1 best-selling book niche marketing strategy, I believe. If you have a book inside of you, and I shared the books that I've had that I've featured in as a #1 best-selling co-author, and that's why I have my co-author book series, because I featured in 3 empowered women of social media, and 44 women were sharing their voices. That was 2014. And then 365 soulful messages, the right guidance at the right time. So the first book I shared about rising above adversity in my chapter. The second one was turning your wounds into wisdom. And the third book was The Secret Child Life After Loss, where I dedicate it to my son. So that's why I call my business the Soul Legacy Academy, right? Launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy. It really matters to me. And then I have the book. So having my own co-author book series is just absolute magic to me. It's something that I had in my vision for a really long time. So if you are a co-author, you want to be a co-author, you want to share your spiritual awakening story, then let me know. Email submissions at SoulLegacyAcademy.com. And so I have starting a movement, and what is a movement marketing media kit? Again, I say an author platform and an authority platform. So that's YouTube. And so I have my YouTube videos from the Soul Legacy Journal notebook and daily vlogs, spiritual journal with me vlogs, talking about leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. So not only is it the book and it's the co-author book and it's a notebook, Amazon is huge for journaling and journaling notebooks, blank notebooks. So there's no excuse like doing a book and then having a companion journal. I'm sure that you've seen it. I will use some examples of books that have companion journals. Part of your movement and part of this movement for me, starting a movement and using a movement marketing strategy, is being an author. I always say this, books change lives, but being an author that takes your reader from your book and actually engages with them. And so that is what I want to share with you, how to do a movement marketing media kit that where you go and get featured. But when you're getting featured or you're writing an article, when you're asking someone to purchase your book on Amazon, mine is on pre-order. I actually got it to #1 bestseller status on Amazon in the Kindle store in 7 categories in 7 days without actually writing the book. And so I share that in my mastermind, the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint program, author and authority media program and mastermind. So I want you to be that person that leads that movement with your #1 best-selling book, but also with your book. There's an invitation to work with you. There's an invitation for community. There's an invitation to subscribe to your channel. There's an invitation. I call it a call to conversation rather than a call to action. This movement is just absolutely beautiful. So a movement marketing media kit is more than just like putting out a bunch of stuff, basically. So I have teachings and tasks every single day. I'm going to tell you what your homework is today so you can stay with me and actually take notes and get ready for your homework. So day one, this is day one. It's Monday. It's not actually Monday as at the time of me presenting this, but I do it on a Monday annually on the 3rd week in September. So if you have any questions, you can comment down below. You can come into my masterclass. You can come into my 5-day challenge, which is at the core of my book, The Spiritual YouTube from Scratch. But if you have any questions or what have you, then, you know, and you've got a movement and you're clear on your movement, let me know what your movement is. Movements just really excite me. So day 2 for this live challenge on this Soul Legacy TV, it will be live every single time I do it. Or I might just repurpose this and just pretend it's like, no, I will do it live. I really love the engagement and things. So this is season 1 of me doing this. And so as we get the momentum going on the Soul Legacy TV, hopefully you'll come and you will engage and you'll come back again and again. So I've scheduled this out to do this annually for the next 7 years. So I set my movement to have that momentum and go out and get featured and do all the things that I'm sharing with you. So I do walk my talk. Day 2, which is Tuesday, is what is an author media platform? And again, I believe it's the #1 best-selling book niche marketing strategy. So yes, you can have a movement. When you have a book and you have book readers and have your YouTube Soul Tribe based on that, it's so powerful. How many books have you read and you're like, oh, you know, I love that author, or every book that they have, you want to, you know, read or you recommend. You sitting in that space is just, and shouting about it is just beautiful. An author platform, again, articles, blogs, your book, anything that's written, and I'll share different definitions of what's a media kit, what's movement marketing, what's an author platform, an authority platform. So Wednesday, day 3, we're going to be talking about building your authority platform. What is that? I say that YouTube is definitely the #1 best-selling book niche marketing strategy out there. I have my book on my YouTube channel, obviously on my banner, obviously on my media kit. That is a cover of my book. I haven't even written my book, so I'm just saying. And so when I write my book, I finish writing it and I launch it on the 6th of May. There's actually a spider on my camera, a tiny little one. When I launch it on the 6th of May, a year after I've put it on pre-order, it's already a #1 bestseller anyway. So that's me building my authority platform. That spider has just like put me off. So I say on Thursday, day 4, is what does an author and authority bio look like? So you'll have this as a template. It's a Canva template. Again, around this video will be the link to that. So feel free to do that. But obviously, like I've shared with Sasha's media kit, is more than a 1-pager, but a 1-pager is something where you can put your bio on for your author platform and your authority platform. On Friday, day 5, we're going to talk about how do I share my spiritual awakening story. So again, I'm going to teach you it, but what I am going to do is invite you to have Q&A to upgrade. It's $22.22. And come in and get your questions answered after all of the training. if you are a student and member of the Soul Legacy Academy and you are going through the 5-day spiritual YouTubers from scratch fast track movement marketing model, then I am going to have to move this spider because it literally is distracting me. Hang on. I'm not even scared of this one. No, I can't get it. So you can actually get the upgrade if you leave a review. Let me see what you can see. If you leave a review, you can get an upgrade to this challenge and get live Q&A. Saturday, day 6, why choose interview talking points and article topics. I'll go into that really depth. Like you've seen, Sasha has chosen the interview topics, but that actually says, you know, this is relevant to your audience. And article topics, I'll share more as we go on. And so on Sunday, on day 7, I'll give you that template and hopefully you'll be filling it in and you can share your joint vision partner pitch template. So being the producer of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and you know, using this movement marketing strategy and the book niche marketing strategy, I'm not going to leave you hanging. So as part of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, we actually have a monthly call for SBYN members, for soul guided influencers to connect, co-create and collaborate. So that's the way that you can put it into the community, and I'll share with you what the community is. Where that is, it is in the SoulLegacyAcademy.com. Let me just actually go to the SoulLegacyAcademy.com. Hang on. www. Not on Facebook. Hang on. SoulLegacyAcademy.com. So here's where you go to schedule into the monthly calls. Just here, that will bring you to my online calendar. And how you get into the community is by going to the masterclass. I'm going to start talking on this masterclass. I'll pause myself. By enrolling in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass bonus gives. And within that, it will automatically give you access to the community. So I believe it's enrollments. It might be enrollments or collections. Let me see. So you'll be signed up for your course, and then down there you'll have the community, which is the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. All right. So you'll be in there and you can post your questions with the other members that are in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. And this says, look, host live events in your community, create a live event. I've not even seen this. Shall I click it and see? Woohoo, a live event online in person. That's new. So we can even do the lives in the community. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, there's the MMMK challenge. Love that. Think if it could always doing something and changing something. So that's where you'll be able to post your homework for each day, and on day 7 post an image of and your details, so you can collaborate. And when we get on the monthly call, then we'll come into the community and you can chat to each other. When I've done this before, what I did was I had the Spiritual Businesswoman's Network, and we grew it to, with my co-producer at the time, to 1,200 members, 1.2k members in 12 weeks. It was amazing. However, the conversations were great, and I would kind of just host it, and I would kind of just be there on my own because we have breakout rooms. So all of the members would be talking, then they'd come back after 45 minutes and they'd say, oh, this was amazing. And I'd be like, feeling like, oh, I'm out in the cold and everybody's talking. But everybody always got in the room and had a conversation with the person that they really needed to and they really connected with. It was really, really beautiful. And now we have the Spiritual Business YouTubers Network, where we have having a YouTube channel in common, having the book niche marketing in common, and actually being able to feature each other. A lot of the women in the community in the Spiritual Business Women Network were not in business and didn't really want to be in business, didn't want to be visible. We have the video visibility challenge, which we still have. So you'll be able to introduce yourself for the video visibility challenge, wherever that is, on guide 3, and introduce your channel, introduce your spiritual awakening journey, and really dive into that. Let me just see what you can see. Okay, cool. So what we are going to do, I'm going to take that off. So what I am going to do is go through day one. What is a movement marketing media kit? So I want to back up and kind of just explain more, not just movement marketing, but what a soul guided influencer is. I'm just gonna have to distract this spider and have the spiritual meaning of what a spider is. So a soul guided influencer, you want to be a soul guided influencer with firm foundations versus a shiny object influencer with weak foundations. That kind of makes sense, right? I'm going to go and back up and go through what a soul guided influencer is and what you stand for, what you want to be thinking about when you're going through this challenge, when you're going through this whole week. Again, if you're in the Soul Legacy Academy and you are a student, you are a co-author, this is really, really important. If you're watching on the Soul Legacy TV, great. Come in and come to the masterclass, be on the calls, and don't be that shiny object, have that shiny object syndrome, right? And so soul guided is wanting to have that influence, that soul client income, soul family influence, and soul tribe impact. That's what we stand for. Launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy and doing it with ease, grace, and flow in the Soul Legacy Academy. Excuse me, versus this shiny object, like everything shiny out there, everything never following through, having all of these things that you've done, all of these qualifications that you have, and things that you haven't finished or haven't fulfilled, or this is going to be the next thing that makes me hit it big, or being lazy in the terms of you want somebody else to do it for you, or all the things like, oh, you can't figure it out, so let me just give this coach whatever it is, and then them coming back to you, and then I'm going to sign up for this coach over here. And you just never, a lot of people that come to me, they have a movement inside of them and they want to start a movement and use the movement marketing strategy and get their book out there. They don't know the book necessarily. They haven't always written it. But a lot of people come to me and they've said that they've been on this journey for years. So when I do my day one, the movement marketing, and I've done the intro, it's like an hour and a half, right, that we've got together. And people are like, I don't really think I'm going to watch all of that. However, it's been years on the journey. It's like, pay attention, take a week to do the challenge, follow through, not have shiny this. I will tell you real, and I'll tell you how it is. And I will tell you that it's not easy to start a movement. And I'll tell you it's not easy to show up, speak out, and serve deep. But when you do, it's so rewarding and fulfilling. So I say self-talk, your self-talk, what you're talking to yourself, that voice inside your head that you kind of might ignore, has soul-to-soul conversations. It's supportive. When you know that your self-talk is supportive, you know that you're on point. You know that you're aligning your movement, your message, and your money. And it creates solutions on your soul path to being visible on video. It doesn't try to sabotage you anymore. When you're in alignment and you're going down the soul path that is aligned for you, and you're following the soul guided influencers way, and I talk about it in the book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And what I do in the book, hang on. So what I do in the book, this is my book media tour. I haven't got a video up there yet, but I talk about the 11 key principles to starting and building a successful business online using YouTube. And so some of the key principle number 1 is the principle of consistently going public. Principle number 2 is the principles of integrity-based self-publishing. Principle number 3 is the principle behind Soul Fuel playlist. Principle number 4 is the principle of I am perfect practice, right? And principle number 5 is the principles of authentic, raw, and real presenting, right? And 6 is the principle of aligning your soul path. 7 is the principle of intuitively course correcting your performance. 8 is the principle of staying true to your soul purpose. 9 is the principle of honing your soul signature system or program. 10 is the principle of pulling in purpose-driven profits. Absolutely. And 11 is the principles of positioning with lighthouse partnerships. So when you think about being visible on video, your self talk will be soulful. You'll start to listen to what is supporting you to be visible. And so I had this post from one of who was then one of the co-authors in the first round to the co-author book series, and I had to pause the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, like the Spiritual Business Woman Network, like I say, and I focused on YouTube, and not everybody was in alignment with that. And I divided my co-producer partnership at the time. It was a really hard decision, but I think the focus of the movement and now the meta and the outage on Facebook absolutely made my decision. But one of the soul sisters who were in there, she said, I don't know, without my soul support team, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I would say that movement, creating a movement, was just amazing. And so this lady, this soul sister at the time, she helped lead the movement, and I'll talk about that. So give her dues and props, where she actually got out of her own way and created some amazing results in her own life, which is amazing. And she said, but it feels good to know that I believe I will make it no matter what, even if we truly need to have a soul team to succeed. I believe we do. Without the inner strength, everything will be impossible. Don't let anyone tell you it can't be done. Love you all. And so he said, love you with all my heart. It was the beautiful relationships. It's not about, when you create a movement, it's not about you. It's about the relationships that others create with each other, long-lasting relationships. I love it. And so this is the Raja Kumari. I did it, and so this also sent me this. It was on here, and it's just, Raja Kumari is just a beautiful soul who does things a little bit different. I'm not going to play it now, but if you YouTube it, it's a really, really great song. I love it. So then you become connected in a different way. When you that's a soul guided influencer's way. It's not, when you're starting a movement, you're not just thinking about you. And I'll give the definition of a movement. I have done on the intro to YouTube influencer marketing, but I'll do a little bit more on here as well, because you haven't watched that yet. But when you have shiny objects, is you're an influencer with shiny object syndrome, right? Your self-talk and your self-communication is non-supportive. It's like, well, this might work. I'll try this and I'll try that. And you don't follow through all the way to the end. And it creates problems on your soul path to being visible on video. You just don't do it. And so what do you say to yourself, or have you said to yourself? Write it down again in your Soul Legacy journal. We have 7 days of spiritual journaling with me on the Soul Legacy TV. And on a Monday, it's Contribution Freedom Mondays. On a Tuesday, it's Health Freedom Tuesdays, everything about your health. On a Wednesdays, it's Emotional Freedom Wednesdays. Thursdays, it's Environmental Freedom Thursdays. Fridays is Relationship Freedom Friday. Then Spiritual Freedom Saturday and Financial Freedom Sunday. I talk about all of this, about launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. And that's part of my movement, and my co-authors were going through it. And they created a vision board. Not everyone did, but they created a vision board. And that soul sister did, and started to manifest different things in her life. And so you can write down in your Soul Legacy journal on Emotional Freedom Wednesday and tap those things out of your body. We did some tapping and different things. And so the 7 Freedoms Book Club, we have for the SBYN, and this book was called The Prosperity Code: 88 Keys to Manifesting Soul Satisfying Prosperity. You see, I look a little bit different there. It's when I first started out my journey in 2008-9. My son actually took that picture of me, and I put it black and white because I didn't want my photo taken. But I had the Prosperity Thinkers series, and that was the start of the spiritual alchemy journey. So on the Soul Legacy TV, as part of my movement, we have the Spiritual Awakening, the annual YouTube summit, and the co-author book series, and the Spiritual Awakening daily journal. Come and spiritual journal with me. We walk through the spiritual ascension process, and as I interview soul guided influencers, spiritual YouTubers, they'll share more ascension stories and their journey, and then their spiritual alchemy tools. So part of the Prosperity Thinker series will go into the spiritual alchemy giveaway. It was really, 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 really cool. And I made a vow when I figured this stuff out, I would share it far, wide, and deep with the prosperity code. I didn't actually write the book, but I definitely figured out how to have a prosperity consciousness versus a prosperity consciousness. So hopefully that helps. You'll see prosperous thinking versus poverty thinking. So the second thing that I want to talk about as being a soul guided influencer is what I've just said. Go ahead of myself. Number two, a prosperity consciousness versus a poverty consciousness. And we know that we're connected through universal intelligence and that consciousness, right? However, sometimes we ignore that fact. And so you want to be led by a prosperity consciousness and tuning into those thoughts, those higher vibrations, that version of you. And so a poverty consciousness has led a channel that has shiny object led. It's random and it's dormant and it's superficial and it's surface level. It's a hobby and it's purposeless. So if you are led by a poverty consciousness and not a prosperity consciousness, it's kind of, you can see it. You can see it. You can see it if you looked at your YouTube channel, if you have one or you wanted to start one, you can see if it is random or if you've left it dormant or if it's superficial or surface, or even if you're like, well, no, I've kind of got it down. If there's no structure and intention behind it and you're not following through, then chances are it's not coming from a space of being a soul guided influencer. So beginning with the movement, you begin when you have a prosperity consciousness and the soul guided influences way, as I say it, they begin with their movement, their message, and their money in mind. And so that's what I teach. Like, what is your movement? What is your message? And how much money do you want to make? I have the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. And it's a beautiful model, having that financial freedom, but also contributing in the world the way that you really, really want to. And so using an author and authority platform and joint vision partnerships and students in your own online teaching platform. And I will share with you my lead soul guided instructors online teaching platform, Robin Knott. She is the host of the Energy Healing TV YouTube podcast and the Energy Healing TV, the Energy Healing School. And so it's just beautiful. And so I use my Google Calendar. Robin uses her and the QT scheduler to schedule out our business and have the rituals and the routines to support our big vision and mission. And so when you are in that shiny object mode or you're in that poverty consciousness, anything can push and pull you. You're not living in alignment with your values. You don't have the online teaching platform like all set up. You don't have like your Google Calendar in front of you and anything that doesn't align with that calendar and having more freedom, or the relationships that you're building or the spiritual practices, you haven't got them locked down on your routine. And it's what I call intentional living. So we go back from your vision, and I have a vision board challenge on financial freedom for families. It's the Spiritual YouTubers vision board challenge, and that's part of my movement, starting a movement. I used to call myself the vision coach. And so we have this vision of what you want your life to look and feel like, what you want your movement to look and feel like. But we also want to be aligning that. We want to be not burning you out. Yes, you're here to serve, but you're also here to have a life yourself. And so one of the ways that I do that is through YouTube challenges. And I talk about YouTube challenges versus Facebook challenges. For me, Facebook is a goner, is done. And a lot of my students are people coming into my world are like, yeah, I want to go to Facebook, but actually taking that leap, really, they're kind of just hovering around on Facebook and saying, I wish that I could come off it. I'm kind of addicted and still posting and still entangled in the platform. And for me, I know that my movement is not around that platform, because when you start to have the goggles and the whatever, my audience are not resonating with that. So I'd rather spend my time with my family and then with my soul family. I'm a YouTube soul tribe. So this is a YouTube challenge versus a Facebook challenge. When I did it first, it was a Facebook challenge. And now I can do it on my YouTube channel, and it can be there as a video. I'm going to run YouTube ads to it, and it's a self-study course in and of itself. And then we have the live rounds for the YouTube challenge upgrade, which is $22 on the third week of September annually at 7:30. I go live, and then we have Q&A at 9. And so when you do a Facebook challenge, it's up, down, pop up, pop down. If you've ever done one, it gets kind of crazy. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to feel like I have a lack of time, or like I had to have that scarcity mindset, like get into the group. It's one, I remember one of my students saying, you know, the Facebook challenges and challenges like that almost set you up for failure. Well, definitely set you up for failure before you've even started, because it is so rushed and it is so crammed in and all the things. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have this there for you as a student in the Soul Legacy Academy, as a subscriber on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, within the SBYN Telegram channel, wherever you are watching this, share it out, but enjoy it, because I don't have to be here, right? I only have to be here once a year, live. And then I can say to you, you know, if you go through my challenge and leave a review, my other YouTube challenges. So I've got this YouTube challenge, I've got my self-study challenge, which goes in my book, and I've got my vision board challenge, which is also on my YouTube channel, and I love it. And so I don't advocate Facebook challenges. I say do a YouTube challenge, and this is what I'm doing. And I share in my 5-day challenge exactly what is behind the scenes, and I share in the live challenge and the YouTube challenges, and a box method is a bonus gift for that. Excuse me, I actually give all the behind the scenes of what I'm doing now. So the third thing that I want to talk about as a soul guided influencer with firm foundations versus a shiny object influencer with weak foundations. Let me know where you're leaning, right? A lot of the times I'll say something and people go, yeah, guilty, yeah, guilty. It doesn't matter. There's no blame, shame, and guilt, as Robin would say. However, being aware and doing something different this time is really crucial. And coming on to the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast and doing the daily journaling with me is going to help. All right. And so right now, at the time of presenting this, my daily vlogs have not been going live. However, they will soon. Family is everything, so we pause sometimes, but you know, you'll see that, and you'll see replays, and you'll see students to connect with. My ears are ringing really bad. So the third thing I want to talk about is being spiritually awake AF. And we know what that stands for. Guided by your soul, seeing through the lens of your soul. And so what I mean by seeing through the lens of your soul, I talk about this on the daily vlogs, is and my vision board challenge is I have what I call the Soul Legacy Wheel. And the Soul Legacy Wheel is kind of like the wheel of life, but it's instead of using the law of attraction, and we use the law of vibration. I feel my energy, the law of vibration. And so I have the wheel with each of the areas of your life that I've just mentioned, and I call them the 7 freedoms. And within the process, when I went through the dark night of the soul, so on the outer rim is the dark night of the soul. Representing the dark night of the soul, and breaking through that barrier of the humanness, and knowing and becoming aware and tuning into that prosperity consciousness and universal intelligence, just knowing we are guided. So the looking through the lens of your soul goes through you actually rising in that consciousness, and knowing that you're following your North Star, you're tuning in, you've got that soul guidance coming through you, the source spirit. And then looking at the world through the lens of a higher vibration, looking at the world through the lens of freedom and love and joy and empowerment. That's highest vibration, rather than looking at the world through the lens of fear and guilt and grief and, you know, the lower vibration, or whatever vibrational frequency that you're on. When you look through the lens of your soul, you're guided by your North Star. And I say that on a daily basis on the Spiritual Awakening, the Spiritual Journal with me daily vlog, that, you know, we want to be raising our vibrations so that we're rising and residing at that frequency. We're being at the level that we wish to witness in the world. That's my movement. That's how I wanted to create a movement marketing strategy around what I was doing. So looking at the world through the lens of your soul, like a soul guided influencer, is just beautiful, and you just move in ease, grace, and flow. So there's a formula, and there's a funnel, and there's a one-page model that helps you to look through just helps you to be calm, helps you to tune into that higher purpose and actually put things in place to be guided. And so when you have that framework, so if you didn't hear what one of my students had said with my book, is that hang on, it's an amazing course from start to finish. I started with absolutely no idea of where to begin, and to have a firm framework to follow. I'm known for saying that we have a framework and there's freedom within the framework, because I know that if you're anything like me, you don't want to be told what to do, and you're like, oh, to the structure, it's yucky. But when we have a framework, we have, and being creative, that's absolutely fine, but we have the framework, and then we have freedom within that framework. And if you don't have a framework and you're building your business on quicksand, you will be feeling like you can't keep your head above that quicksand, right? Not even your head above water. You'll feel like you're sinking. So we have a formula and a funnel that comes out of that. So that's my formula and that's my funnel. So the fourth thing about being a soul guided influencer is having a big vision and a soul guided mission and serving. I talk about the serving marketing way versus the salesy marketing, that one-to-many business and making a no-brainer offer. The fifth thing is the MMMK. I used to call it the soul income attraction tool for high-paying soul clients. And I started out my movement with the soul income injection model, and this is the soul income attraction tool. So your business is automated and aligned. When you're creating a movement, the last thing that you want to do is create almost like a monster, a machine that's running and you don't feel like you can keep up. Your author and your authority media platform presents opportunities to get featured as a soul guided influencer with that status in your niche. So that's why we're building the Movement Marketing Media Kit. The sixth thing that I want to consider as a soul guided influencer is targeted audience, reaching a targeted audience and offering value, whether somebody buys from you or not. So whether you come and you upgrade, whether you come into the $55 challenge as a result, whether you purchase my book, whether you become a co-author in the boot camp, whether you come into the mastermind, whether you're in there already, it doesn't matter. There's value anyway. And especially on YouTube, how many videos have you watched and never bought anything? YouTube's a beautiful platform to add value. And I know that my students and the people that come to me or in my world want to add so much value. They get tired of offering so much value for free in the end, but you still want to offer value, but you want to do it with that funnel and that formula and that strategy, right? That's what I teach you. So you show up, speak out, and serve deep. Speaking and writing, creating that portfolio also allows for joint vision partnerships, collabs, who would otherwise say no to you. So when you're positioning yourself, even from scratch, I'll teach you to do it from scratch, they'll say yes to you rather than no. So 7, SBYN Network, Spiritual Business YouTubers Network, again, a like-minded soul team, right? Joint vision partners, a book launch club that we've got, launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy with ease, grace, and flow, and having more freedom and balance in your light work and lifestyle. And the 8th thing that I want you to consider, I'm going to go through teaching, is forget about the list building and the sales and marketing and endlessly investing and not being told the truth before you buy. Have you signed up for a bunch of people's stuff and felt jaded when you didn't actually get what they said that they were going to do and they were going to offer, and you kind of felt like you got less than? It's not nice, it's not cool, it's not your fault, but you don't want to be someone who does that as well. So what is a media kit? So this is the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge. This is where I am live now. So I've put that. So I love that, creating YouTube, doing a live. I don't know if it'd probably sound, doing a live. This is the live now. Doing a live stream, you can feature, you can post on YouTube, you can post it anywhere. So that's in my mind map. I love it. That's in my community. I love it. So let me see in here for the MMMK challenge. It's in here as well. I don't want it to talk. So that's me doing this in here, right? I love it. So this is what happens when you go onto your YouTube channel and you share it with the Facebook. You can't do that. It doesn't like it. So what is a media kit? So I'm saying a movement marketing media kit. I talked about movement in the intro series to this, the intro video to this. If you don't know, I'll leave it around this video. So a media kit. So let me do the definition of what a media kit is and what media is basically. So media can be classified into 4 types: print media, newspapers, magazines, broadcast media, TV and radio, outdoor or at home, I don't know, in the internet, right? So types of media: print, broadcast, and the internet. Media forms, you get the gist. Hang on, let me see, did I? So different types of media, so books, magazines, television, movies, just basically being on the internet, right? So getting featured in the media. So I mean getting featured on TV, radio, summits, that kind of thing, right? So you want to be featured. So we want to have a media kit that actually represents us. So hence doing the movement marketing media kit. And I will have examples of when people have reached out to me with such a media kit from a PR agency. They've actually got people to pitch the media for them, and you can do it, and you can do it yourself. You don't have to have somebody do it for you. So why is it the best kept secret that experts and gurus and training schools never tell you about? Being featured in the media, actually getting yourself out there, is not something that everybody does. But as a soul-guided influencer, as a spiritual YouTuber, spiritual business owner who has a movement inside of you, absolutely. I didn't love speaking. Speaking on camera, being on camera, it's like not my favorite thing. And I know that it's not everybody's favorite thing. But I actually decided, as inspired by Sasha Sabbath, to create a movement marketing media kit. And so it says on my Soul Legacy Academy, it says Iona's book, A Media Tour. So again, how I went, here's my story of how I went from my rock bottom, homeless, bankrupt, and divorced single mother, to work from home grandmother. I am a grandmother. Hitting #1 best-selling author on Amazon in 7 categories in 7 days. I didn't even write the book yet. And manifesting online spiritual business success by setting out to mentor millions over the next 7 years. So this is me with my movement marketing media kit, and you can create this or not. It's entirely up to you. But what I have got in this, and I did read the principles, is my bio, my pick, my free gift, my questions, the SBYN book launch club. So if you have a book inside of you, we have the book launch club, which is a Telegram channel and a Signal channel. If you have a book inside of you, you can come and get it launched with me on the 6th of May. And when I launch my book, and when I launch the co-author book series as well. And so you have the first free chapter of my book, and then we have the group chapter VIP day. How to start, build, and grow a successful online spiritual business on YouTube with a spiritual book launch, a #1 best-selling book launch, actually. And then the book will have the audio to it. I will do it on Audible as well, but as a student. And so where Sasha had put her media appearances, I'm putting my media appearances in here and doing interviews. I've done interviews before. And where my podcast, my radio, summit, social media, guest posts, where I want to be featured. So Sasha did them on a document, and I will have, hang on, sorry. Sasha did them on her document, if I find Sasha's way, here. And what I will do is just list mine out in my online training portal, because that just feels really good to me. But obviously you would then put the dates and different things, however you wanted to do it. All right. And so I love that. Let me just see which which one it was. Okay, cool. All right. So the media kit is just going out there and putting yourself in a position where you can be seen as an authority. So you might ask the question, how can you reach your high-paying one-to-many soul clients with your spiritual biz YouTube channel? With your media kit. This is our soul why. We are here supporting you to put yourself out there and build your author and authority platform with your soul team. So soul team is Robin Knott. She's our lead soul guided instructor. And Robin is actually, she has her own movement and she is modeling what I'm actually teaching. So massive shout out to you, Robin. So why is it so important for the growth of your spiritual biz YouTube channel? The vision, the way forward, everyone that I speak to, even those people who don't know about YouTube or Facebook or what have you, and or marketing in general, people go, oh my God, YouTube is definitely the way forward. That is all I've heard. YouTube is definitely the way forward. People talking about YouTube ads and all the things, people that don't even know, and me doing a YouTube podcast and a YouTube summit and all the things, it's all brand new. It's coming out. It's taking things that were done before and doing them on YouTube. It's amazing. And I'll share with you again in my 5-day challenge exactly what that is. And the 5-day challenge is here within the Soul Legacy Academy. So again, there's, oh, hang on, that's an old one. No, actually, hang on. There's a 5-day challenge within the community. It's got its own community, which you can go in and do your homework. Hang on. So day 1 is about clarity. So you can post your homework underneath in the comments. Day 1, clarity, teachings, and then homework, and then an upgrade. If you come on to the masterclass, I will give you an upgrade to that live challenge. Day 2 is talking about topics on your YouTube channel. Day 3 is about naming. Day 4 is about planning. And day 5 is about trailer. So when I was doing my YouTube challenges, I didn't have all of this organized and all of this set out. There's the teaching, and the teaching is within the online training portal, the community, and then I have a document for you, a Google Doc, which you can download and take notes on. Do the homework, go live. We go live on the first week in October, Monday to Friday. October, November, December, January, February, March, and April. 7 months of the year, we go live with our challenge. With my challenge, Robin goes live with her challenges as well. And then we don't do it after that. And then we talk about the channel trailer. So that's my YouTube challenge that's already set up as part of my movement. The one-page plan is in here that I keep talking about. Your Bank 50K in 50 days homework is in here. Recommended tools, I've got a lot of them for you. I've got my Fiverr guy. He actually put the #1 best-selling sticker on my book and also on my Soul Sisters book, on Lindsay's book. VIP day winners. So when you go through this 5-day challenge and you are an upgraded student, and this is students who've won actual VIP days with me, people that I have a group VIP day now. I love it. I love it. So, it's important to your spiritual growth to actually get the back end of your business done and dusted. So what can your media kit do for your spiritual business? It can actually position you and put you out there as that authority and that author. All right. So this is the second part. What is movement marketing? So I went through that before. And so I said that, I had the #1 Divine Intervention virtual event, and I had joint vision partners, and people said, Iona, you're leading a movement. And so this is how I will lead the YouTube summit, by actually getting other YouTubers to be featured and my playlist. And so one of the playlists, go to the homepage, this is where it is. It's live. What is movement marketing media kit? That's how it shows up on a Facebook page. It doesn't. It kind of hides it. So live now. is what I'm doing right now. I love it. And so when we are live on the 3rd week of September, you'll see that, you know, I'm live at 7:30 UK time. And so as the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge, there's some of the interviews and things that I've done. And this one, where is it? This one was my Dive Social Summit. I loved doing it. And so you'll see, I don't know if it goes onto that channel or not. Yeah, it does. This was the Dive Social Summit. It was way back in October 2015. And I have 2 playlists. I did that summit and then my son passed. And so I paused for 7 weeks and then I came back online, and some of the speakers were just not there anymore. And so I had to reorganize it. And I did close to 100 interviews. So 49 times 2, close to, and then released the summit. I had no idea what I was doing. This is streamed 7 years ago. And now I have 7 years of the Soul Legacy TV, YouTube podcast. But yeah, I really love, this is where the interviews first started out. And this lady is just being absolute magic for me. So it was just been a really beautiful journey. And now I have the Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, which will go live October through to April on the 2 middle Wednesdays of the month at 9 a.m., 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. UK time. So that's me starting my movement and joint vision partners. So one of my speakers, I can't even remember who it was, and she said, basically, I think it was Diane. She said that one of her community members, one of the email community, had responded to the email that I wrote, and she sent out, and all of my speakers sent out an invitation to the Dive Social Summit. And this lady had said, basically the email said that, you know, I was a bit turned off by coming into your world, basically your community. She'd been, my guest had featured in a giveaway. That's another way to do a joint venture partnerships. And this lady was introduced to her the day before, and she said, I was a bit turned off, you know, having just come into your community and seeing that you're sending out what looks like another JV marketing email. And so people are just tired of it just being treated like a name and email. And she said, but something urged me to open this email. And she said, like, she just cried tears from her heart and her womb. And she said, you know, we need this. We need this kind of information. And thank you for being some part of something that is so raw and real, and not regurgitated, shall we say. And that speaker said to me, Iona, you're leading a movement. And so Sasha saw the Dive Social Summit. It was powered by the Soul Speakers Academy then. I have the Soul Legacy Academy now. But I was sharing soul-inspired intuitive business, lifestyle and marketing strategies for purpose-driven business owners, 20-minute video interviews for 49 days straight, featuring 49 soul speakers, the Dive Social Summit. So you see that back then was just the gateway for now, 7 years on, and using my spiritual YouTubers. You see the difference in that, right? So let's go back again. It's like, it's still me, but it looks and feels very, very different to the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, a community to show up, speak out, and serve deep at the Soul Legacy TV. That is because when I first started this, I didn't know I was going to go through my own divine intervention and have my son pass. It's just been a really, really crazy journey, to be fair. So, you know, I was sent that email through the Dive Social Summit, through joint vision partnerships. And so when you do set yourself up to lead a movement, people will get on board with you to help you lead your movement. So movement marketing definition, I'd given that the definition already, but I want to give you this video. I'm going to share this. It's called The Dancing Guy, and basically it's a TED talk. And so there's a TED talk and they're using this video. There's another video that is longer, which I'm going to explain at the end if I remember. But they say there's no movement without the first follower. And I want to thank all my past Soul Speakers Academy students and all my speakers, 49 Soul Speakers, all my Soul Legacy Academy students, and Robin Knott, our lead soul guide instructor, and my daughter, Mia Mead, and my son, Dan Almeid, because without them, there would be no movement. So let me just make this a little bit bigger and play this video for you and show you what a movement actually is. So let me just play this real quick.
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen start to finish in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look ridiculous. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. So it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut and it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point, and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute, you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is over-glorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
So a guy on a TED talk, talks about the lessons, and he's doing the voiceover for leading a movement. But I've seen a 7-minute version of that video, and it's really poignant for me, because that lone nut, the last time I did this video was for the spiritual businesswoman community. And so he actually started out, and there was a few people that came up to him and they were dancing a little bit, and it was being a little bit too outrageous for them. And they went on, and then the next few people, and they went on. And then it was a few people down the line that stuck to that guy and no longer made him a lone nut. So for me, there was a few people that come into my movement and haven't stuck. Some people have and some people haven't. And so when you feel like a lone nut, you literally feel like you're actually crazy doing the things that you're doing on your own, then stand firm. Starting a movement isn't easy, but when it goes, it goes. And so we grew the Spiritual Business Woman Network to 1,200 members in 12 weeks. And it was just kept going and going. But I paused because it wasn't the right platform for me. It wasn't the vision of my whole movement. I'm definitely being the dancing guy, the shirtless dancing guy with my movement, and feeling definitely like a lone nut. You might feel like that. So movement marketing is cultural movement marketing is a marketing model that begins with an idea on the rise in the culture, and Strawberry Frog were talking about that. And so it's about brands tapping into a marketing model which aligns with their values, their passions, and their goals, right? And so it says it's a long-term, the result can be a long-term marketing strategy that will not only allow you to dominate the marketing share, but it might just change the world. And I love that. And so now I'm not alone, not because I have Robin Knott by my side doing all of the things. So Robin, if you watch this, I appreciate you. I love you. I think that was it. All right, cool. So I'm actually only just listening to this book called Tries by Seth Godin. We Need You to Lead Us. And if you haven't had Seth Godin, sorry, or Godin. Did I say Godin? Yeah, Godin. It's a beautiful book called Tribes. I've got it on Audible. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. He talks about movement. I have a movement marketing statement. And so I say my movement, my Iona, me, and my lead soul guiding instructor for the Soul Legacy Academy and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, which is Robin Knott, have a big vision and soul mission to teach 100,000 spiritual YouTubers by the end of 2028 to show up, speak out, and serve deep by becoming soul guided influencers in their author and authority media platform, aligned with their movement and their message and the money, in sync with their automated and leveraged spiritual business, YouTubers model, and #1 best-selling author status. With the Soul Legacy movement, their soul's intention is to connect, co-create, and collaborate in joint vision partnerships so they can collectively be and guide 1 million spiritual YouTuber subscribers to rise and reside at the vibration that we all wish to witness in the world. So 100,000 and collectively we reach 1 million. Now that feels like a movement to me. As we radiate at what I call the chase of financial freedom frequency, more soul client income, more soul family influence, and more soul tribe impact by the end of the 7 seasons of the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. It's a co-author book series. So all of this to say that when I first started this movement, I didn't have all of the pieces, and now I do, and I love it. And so YouTube merch examples, and I talk about book niche marketing examples, but just merch in general. An example of a joint vision partnership that's a bigger movement than just being on YouTube. An author and an authority platform. I think he's changed his banner now, but he had this up for ages. Ralph Smart, and I know that most people have heard of Ralph Smart that, you know, have been onto YouTube. He's got nearly 2 million. He might have 2 million subscribers now. YouTube are doing the thing that Patreon used to do. Patreon used to provide YouTubers with like a subscription-based private platform, and now YouTube have that. So you have to get past so many subscribers. I can't remember how many. But he's got a book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart. And then he's got his Infinite Waters YouTube membership account. I'm actually going to click onto that if I have it on there. I don't know if I have it on this one. It actually has his merch, his deep dive store. I love it. Yeah, he's changed it. But we still have the book, Feel So Alive, I believe it's called. Infinite Waters, Diving Deep, once again, is what he says. Don't think it's on Amazon. I think it's on his site. So he's got merch, and he talks about breathing in that good ass prana, baby. That's what he says. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Can I get a hello there? That's what he's known for. So he's got merch. So for the Soul Legacy, we'll have merch on the freedom about showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. I'm really excited about it. But this is passive income. This is a movement when you get your subscribers. Oh, he's gone past 2 million. When you have your subscribers wearing your merch. I don't think he wears his merch. I will wear my merch. But I love it. He's been on YouTube for a long time now, and creating that community, he's definitely created an absolute movement. He doesn't just create on, he creates on Insta as well, and Twitter and what have you. So private one-on-one consultations. I don't know if he still does that. I can't believe he's still doing that. But I talk about giving 50 breakthrough sessions that serve. The best way to serve someone is to do a one-on-one. So Ralph Smart, book a private session, a one-to-one. It was 300 and something before. It's £750 per hour. Ralph is, so he's got more testimonials. He's got testimonials for 2022, and before that it was 2020 pandemic. But yeah, so you know, he still does one-on-one sessions. Press and Media, I hadn't noticed that before. Press and Media does a lot of articles and blogs, being interviewed. Let's see. So we're talking why you should join the millions who have tuned to major YouTube YouTuber Ralph Smart. So you know, doing the media and articles and different things at Thrive Global. This is what we're going to cover. How YouTuber and influencer Ralph Smart, with nearly 2 million followers online, is changing the world. There you go. Millions of people around the world have tapped into a life-changing source. A source that needs to be discovered by millions. The source is the inspirational guidance of leading YouTuber and motivational speaker Ralph Smart through his award-winning Gold Award YouTube channel, Infinite Waters Diving Deep, and other platforms. I love it. Awesome. I don't like the touch up. I really don't like that. Sorry, Ralph. I want to have Ralph on the channel, so I don't really want to be saying that, do I? Follow on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, being on the platforms, Tumblr, quotes, all the things. Amazon, get the new novel. Oh, has he got a new novel? Let's have a look on that. And I haven't checked in to see what you can see. Hopefully you can see what I see. Yes, you can. New novel. Ooh, didn't know that. And I don't know, so you should be able to get Ralph Smart's on Amazon. He writes his blog as well. Awesome. The book, the CD. Okay. Amazon. Feels so good to be alive, baby, is what he says. But anyway, let's not get distracted with Ralph Smart. But Ralph Smart having his platform. Oh, that's what I was going to show. The hang on. Go back to Infinite Waters. So the community, so the join. So join this channel. Basic dive. Hang on. Basic dive, £4.99 a month. Advanced deep diver and super fan access. So you have different perks of the YouTube. Creating a movement is just amazing. It feels amazing. So Ralph Smart hasn't done everything alone. I don't know exactly. He said that he applied a strategy and it just is, this is years ago, and his YouTube channel just took off from then. So Ralph Smart and Teal Swan, a joint vision partnerships. They have those collabs between spiritual YouTubers. So this is, hang on, Ralph Smart and Teal Swan. So I put in Ralph Smart and Teal Swan. And they are coming up. This is a year ago. This is 7 years ago when they first did an interview. Ralph Smart with Sadhguru. I watched that 11 months ago. Ralph Smart and Teal Swan again 4 years ago, 6 years ago. That's a joint vision partnership, like it or not, 9 years ago. Look at how different Ralph Smart looked then, 8 years ago, right? And Teal Swan as well. This is a YouTube ad. We'll just click in front of. Very different.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't, because it doesn't work to go through the kind of
in
stuff
bedrooms.
that many of us go through on this planet, and to then be like, well, it happens for no reason. That wasn't really going to work for me. So I just started observing the world, and I started observing myself, and I started. Where is it? How much does it cost? And so I tend to take notes. Titles. I really, in a holographic interface, is not.
So if you think from then to now.
People always ask, Ralph, when are you ever going to have breakfast?
So very different, very different. I love it. So if you were worried, wondering, you know, things can change. Yeah, so a year ago, Why We're Not Afraid. Very different setup.
Beautiful, beautiful deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's diving deep. One love to everyone.
So you just start from where you are, right? You start from where you are.
Any other thing. What are you going to tell these people?
Keep speaking.
Keep speaking, right?
What's really going on? Why we're not afraid? What's really going on? Just 4 years ago, authenticity.
That if anything is presented that is contrary to that.
It's just amazing. I love this. This looks like they're having fun as well. How to be authentic.
Oh, it is. It is.
It's so good and so true.
So in-person interviews, and again, 7 years ago.
And obviously, because we're filming this video today in this London Square.
Oh, cool. So in London, on person, on video. However, 7 years ago, you're not alone. I love that title. I didn't get the one that was 9 years ago.
Consensus.
Oh, this is something that I've never actually said this before, so this will be the first interview where I've ever told people this. But what's been interesting in my out-of-body experiences for the last 3 years is that I have seen that the technology that we have and this interface is not an aspect of the third dimension anymore. It is actually creating its own dimension. It's like a holographic dimension. And the internet...
It's not mine. I don't know if I'll be pulled for that. Gosh, I hope not. I should have carried on talking. I did a little bit, but I don't know if this video will be flagged just for that. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. So I wanted to pick up the one from 9 years ago and just pop it into this collection. So I've got it there because I didn't realize there was even a one. It was 9 years ago, so I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to add that while we are here on that, because that's what I do. Add another one. There we go. Browse videos. Find the video. There we go. Add it. Was that the same one? 8 years ago. I don't know. Oh, 8 years ago. Anyway. So that's that. I'm going to fold away these videos. That's a joint vision partnership, and Ralph Smart's now got 2 million views. I don't know how many that Till Swan has, but obviously for Ralph Smart, doing an interview with Sadhguru is huge compared to where he started. It's Lewis Howes, interviewing Sadhguru. It's massive. I don't know if I can find it now. Sadhguru. Let's see, Sadhguru. Let me just copy his name out. Let's do this. Sadhguru he's created a movement, Sadhguru. 550,000 people searching Sadhguru every single month. Let's see, 10 million subscribers, right? That's a lot of subscribers. 17 million views, 20 million views, 15 million views. 949 people per hour watching his videos. That's like insanely amazing, isn't it? That's when you're creating a movement and all of these people per hour. The blue is so many people, 111 people per hour watching 4 tips on how to eat right. Your superfood can enhance your intellect. He doesn't have to be there. He's created the videos, and so many people per hour are watching his video without him being there. You can't do that anywhere else. There just is no other platform that does it that way. The most popular videos. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the power of YouTube, and I love the power of creating a movement. And so I have my mug. I had my mug, the Soul Legacy Movement. I talked about the 7 freedoms there. I will have more merch, so watch out for it. I will have a pen. That's not the pen that I'll have. And we do have the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening, Stories of 365, the journal, and the co-author book series. So I would love for you to be part of that. We will have merch. Red is on the Monday, showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. And then health freedom on the Tuesday. I'm leveraging my light work and lifestyle. Then we have emotional freedom on Wednesday. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. These are my sayings that people were telling me that I'm saying. I'm like, okay, I'm launching, leading, and leaving my soul legacy with ease, grace, and flow for environmental freedom. I love my soul clients, my soul family, my soul tribe, soul to soul conversations. And for Fridays, hang on. I'm guided by my soul. I'm guided with ease, grace, and flow for spiritual freedom Saturdays and soul income game. I bank 50k in 50 days. That is what my merch is going to look like with these different colors. I don't know exactly. And I did have somebody that said that they were going to create it for me. I'm thinking of doing it on Canva, but they don't have all of the colors. So I'm gonna sit with it for a little bit. But Ross Smart has they're quite basic colors. I might just go with the black and red, maybe. I'm not sure. So so a movement doesn't have to just be called a movement, and this is called the Happiness Project, right? It's a project by Gretchen Rubin. And so the Happiness Project has books, podcast, blog, courses, Happiness Project, Happier app, and then search. So this is get a weekly newsletter. So you can build a movement around, and it's had shares around your book, about the book, about reviews and buzz, about interviews, about resources, right? Buy now, buy the book, right? Video courses, Barnes and Noble, all the places basically, and more books before than after. I didn't know the other one, Happier at Home. But the Happiness Project, I haven't actually read the book. I will have to. Over 3.5 million sold. That's impressive. That's a movement. And so let's see courses, because I haven't. Understand yourself, understand others, enroll. The 4 Tendencies course. Pure happiness with one or of the other courses. Pursue happiness, Happiness Project experience, the outer order in a calm 30-day relationship challenge. There you go, challenges. Become a 4 Tendencies workshop facilitator. Love it. So licensing things out. I used to be a Get Clients Now facilitator. I didn't know that. But just this is on happiness. This is on happiness. So you can't say that whatever you are doing, you can't create a book and a movement around it. Out to order in a calm 30-day challenge. There's a 30-day challenge for that, 30-day challenge for and there's a workshop, right? I love it. I love it. Whom's it for? Present materials, testimonials, right? Small workshop, medium workshop, larger workshop. With how many participants? Love it. That's the Happiness Project. The Surrender Experiment. You might have heard this from Michael Singer. Is now the Untethered Soul, which is a book that I love. Living Untethered. He actually has a journal. Look, the Untethered Soul guided journal, right? So this is like when I say do a book and a companion journal, you want to be that author that creates a movement that pulls your reader out of the book and into your world, actually creating a movement, practices to journey beyond yourself. I haven't actually got it, and I will. Like, I love it. Doesn't have awakening consciousness, experiencing energy, freeing yourself, going beyond, living life. Right, I've got the Untethered Soul, but I haven't got the journal yet. Books about the author, beyond the books, etc. I love it. That's a movement. I love the Miracle Morning is something that I shout about all the time. And so I have the Miracle Morning somewhere, but I won't show the book, but I normally do. I'm looking for it. And I just, yeah. Are you ready to wake up with full potential? And so now they have the app. He has a movie. He has the starter kit. Hal Elrod is amazing, absolutely amazing. He has the Miracle Morning and the Miracle Morning Equation. I haven't got that one. Download the Miracle Morning app. This is recent, and so the Miracle Morning is about habits to transform your life before 8 a.m. So it says savers. So he says they're lifesavers: silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Excuse me, every single morning. Take the 7-day fast start course, invite Hal to speak. Again, subscribe to the podcast, join the community. Right, have the movie, join the community. That is a movement and a half. Like Hal Allred speaking on stages again, merch, wake up to your full potential, save as stickers, the mug, pillows, right? Again, podcasts. So it's not about creating this. There's a book at the heart of these things. Fast track start course, passive income stream from that, right? My course is $55, right? And so, oh, I love that. We got ultra comfy. I love that with the kids. Oh, I love the t-shirt too. I want to have them with the exercising and stuff. The racetrack, that makes sense because it does exercise in it. I love it. And the app looks really amazing as well. I haven't watched the movie. Hal Allred is amazing. Featured on ABC, Business Insider, NBC, Entrepreneur, Fox, right? It's absolutely amazing. He's got an amazing community. So just watch what other people are doing, pulling their books into the 5 love languages, which I love. I tell everybody about it. Acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, and physical touch are the 5 love languages. But Dr. Gary Chapman has the 5 love languages for children, singles edition, for men, teenagers. 5 love languages military edition. I did not know that. That is pretty smart. That is pretty smart. Weekly newsletter. So he brings the reader out of the book into having an assessment, having a quiz. There are so many people that have this. There's resources. He's got lots of stuff. He's got an app as well now. I didn't know they had a podcast. Life-changing insight and realistic advice, building relationships. A love language minute. I love that. Do you love that? Creating a movement around a book. And this is one that is quite recent in my world. I love it. It's called Atomic Habits. Basically, it's little habits, and it's easy and proven way to build good habits and break old ones. His movement, his story in there is absolutely phenomenal. 10 things this book will teach you. It's absolutely created a movement. James Clear, his name is. Workbook and journal. Another workbook. Hang on. He's actually got the Amazon sales of this book, Atomic Habits, is 25,000 a month plus, right? Book, hardback. That, no, not even that. I don't know if they're all his, but it says Atomic Habits, and then these here, all of that. People are searching for it in the Atomic Habits hardback, just so you know. And when you search it on Amazon, 33,000 people per month are searching for the Atomic Habits book. It's a book on habits, right? 6,600 people are searching Atomic Habits, James Clear. You have not read this book. I've been talking about it on the Soul Legacy TV on my daily journaling vlogs, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just give credit where it's due. Atomic Habits habit tracker, right? It's just beautiful. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's got a 30-day habits tracker, 30 days to better habits. Again, a course. And he's actually got a habits academy. And so that's the Habits Academy, $358. I've seen a review and somebody said there's not that much difference from the book to the course. But either way, there's still a course in it, right? So that is what I wanted to share, that you can create a movement around your book. And he's got YouTube. He's being interviewed.
Sure. Your work, Rose, is, I think I call it.
It's got his own YouTube channel, but nothing on it really. But he's still got, that was 5 years ago. Had to trigger good habits. Somebody's put it on there. And on the interview, Atomic Habits again, 550,000 people searching for Atomic Habits on YouTube or on the keywords everywhere tool. James Clear, 110,000. Atomic Habit book, 33,000. So how to improve your life habits. That's a movement. Is that a movement or is that a movement? I believe that's a movement, right? James Clear, what is he doing now? My work has been featured in places like Time Magazine, New York Times, Wall Street, CBS, being featured. So we're doing the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge so that you can position yourself, write your book. I haven't even written my book, remember? Not saying my book's going to do what their book's doing, but success leaves clues, right? Success leaves clues. So hopefully, what is a movement marketing media kit? It's sharing what it is you're doing with your movement and putting it into a media kit that actually showcases your book or your up and coming book and videos on your book, so that you can really position yourself and people can actually understand who you are, what you do, why you do it. That's a big difference than come buy my stuff or you know, I'm list building. So we have the VIP upgraders again. It's $22.22. You have questions annually on the third week in September, Monday to Friday. I have this movement marketing media kit challenge. I will do it. And so at the end of this week, what I'll do is reset it again. So click notify me to know when I go live. In the meantime, sign up for the challenge, the movement marketing media kit challenge. I don't know if I've got the actual link. It's in the community. It should be in the MMMK. But sign up, you know, pay the $22.22 and sign up. It's on my online calendar. So we have tasks and homework. Let's see what you can see. Maybe all good. We're all good. We're all good. So tasks and homework, I call it soul work. I want you to list your life achievements. Listing your life achievements, meaning kind of where is it that you want to focus on a movement? What has happened in your life for you to be on this journey? Usually we look back and we connect the dots. We don't kind of connect the dots forward. We connect the dots going back. So your soul work is to come into the community, into the Soul Legacy Academy. I'll do the community again, enrollments. And the only way that you can get into the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network is coming through the masterclass bonuses, just so you know. And then you'll get access to the Spiritual Biz YouTubers community and join our other members in there. And you will be able to go to the MMMK challenge and post your homework, okay, under day 1. Post your homework under day 1, your life achievements. So let me show you how to do that. Under day 1. So what you want to do is, so this is day 1. It'll be playing here. This is me doing that. Type in, you can at me if you want to, at Iona Mead. I don't think I can at myself. I can at Robin. At Robin not. Sorry, Robin. Oh my goodness. It's not working. If I spell Robin's name right. At Robin not. I'm not at Robin not. Hey, Robin. Hey, love. So you can at me. There's emojis. Let's give us some love. You upload an image, add a video, and upload a file. So the video is the URL of a video that you add. So I'm going to go to my channel. So when you upload, your homework is to do a video that is, do a video of your life's achievements, upload it to your YouTube channel, save it, not public video, and post it in the community. Now I've lost it. So post the URL of the video in the community, add a video, and your video will show up here. And then we have that, and we have you, we have an introduction to you, and we get some love and we get some replies. So that is your homework, your list, your soul work and your life achievements under day 1. Academic awards, and post it in the SBYN discussions tab. So Robin has started her MMMK, and Robin Knott, host of the Energy Healing TV podcast with Robin, the Self-Love Movement, founder of the Energy Healing School. And she says, I feel blessed to teach empaths, healers, HSPs, and light workers self-love as they love others. We're focusing on balancing and aligning the chakras in the aura so they can maintain their own well-being and project their energy while fulfilling their soul purpose. She's the co-author of the Soul Legacy Journal and our lead soul guided instructor. And Robin also has her own book coming up as well. So I know that Robin will update that as it goes, but her YouTube channel is Energy Healing TV. So it's that simple. You don't have to have a big, massive movement. My life achievements, I didn't actually get it. Let me go get it. Let me scoot over here. I don't know if I'm going to knock everything down. But one of my life achievements is, I can see what you can see. This is big for me, actually. One of my life achievements, oh gosh, I've done the wrong one, is, I don't want to take myself out of the stream. Not that one. That one. Is getting my cap and gown. Like I studied to degree level years ago. It's gone blurring. And I have early learning dyslexia, so that was really big for me. So part of my life achievements and the things that I've done, you want to list your life achievements. People say to me, what should I add? Why am I going to do that? Well, you want to acknowledge the journey that you've been on and go back as far in your life achievements and academic awards that you want to go in terms of sharing your spiritual awakening story. I share on my masterclass about me studying to degree level, and that was my way of learning, and I felt stupid in school. And then when I actually stopped trying to prove myself in that way, I actually diverted the whole of my course and career into something completely different. But I'm really proud of myself because I've got early learning dyslexia. That was the massive life achievement for me. It's telling cells about my character. And I kind of had to undo all the things of how I felt in school. So you can do hidden personal and professional accomplishments. And a lot of people say, oh gosh, I didn't remember that, or don't want to acknowledge, don't want to be seen as bragging. But you want to do things, you want to tell stories around things. My son had early learning dyslexia. You want to bring things where that are relevant to your journey, relevant to positioning you. So you can put them on there. I have letters after my name that I don't put on there. Things that you may have forgot. Connect the dots in your journey and break down the breakdowns and the breakthroughs. So Lisa Nichols' story, Lisa talks about her son and how this is why my ex bought the book, I think, like no matter what, when she was talking about her son and changing not even having money for a diaper and changing his nappy and putting a towel around him. And we used to do that anyway, like my mum used to do with the nappy bin and the terry towel and nappies, I think they're called. So it wasn't a big deal when you want to do that, but when you don't want to do that, it is a hairy big deal. So Lisa Nichols talks about that. But whatever is you feel like is an achievement, that is an achievement. So whatever it is, write down. So as I did this challenge before, we're going to go through like bringing up your author achievements, your author, where you've been featured and different things about your spiritual awakening, bring up your bio. So that's not the task today. It's more personal and life achievements. So you can say, I've done some amazing things in my life. You're recognizing that all of the dots, all of the things that you've done before that you probably have thought, I'm going to stop screen sharing, that you probably have thought, oh, well, are not relevant, or it's just a sideline, you've got distracted. Those are the things that have made you who you are today, and they've contributed to why you do what you do, the way that you do it. So acknowledge those things. Let me know what they are. Record a video, upload it to YouTube, and do it unlisted, and then post it. Take the URL like I did and post it in the group. If you have problems, then tag me in the group and say I'm having problems doing my video, but it should be pretty simple. All right, so I love you. Thank you so much for joining me for day one. I shall see you on day two, and we will be talking about what is an author platform. Take care.